The idea of the Shrew bow came about almost 20 years ago. Back then it was quite an innovation because the bows weren't that short. We started out with 52, 54-inch bows and later on 56 and a little bit longer. Over the years, the Shrew bow has evolved. I've had several bowyers that have built the bows for me to my specifications. We came down here today to show you the latest version of the Shrew bow.
So this is the bottom end of the former for the Shrew Classic. We do have another one, the Super Shrew. It's not just as radical. Once you start lengthening that bow out, you've got to kind of change the way you reflex and deflex. This will make a 54 and a 56-inch bow. That's what this one will do. Now what we did, or what I did, is I took half of this bow and I created it in a CAD program. So I know that these curves are actually geometrically correct. That's what I do. Once you get half of the bow correct, you can then flip it in the in the CAD program, so you know both sides of these bow are exactly the same. Now the process takes a little bit. It's not that simple, because you still have to make sure you've got the right reflex, the deflex, and the center of your limb lands where it is. But once you've got it drawn, it makes it perfect every time. I then transfer that drawing, which is now perfect, onto a CNC program, which I have to have a little CNC machine, fortunately, and it will cut out whatever I've drawn. It doesn't know how to not cut it out perfect. So no matter what I do, this former comes out exactly as I want it to. It's not close. It's absolutely, precision. And that's what gives the new curves of this bow that unlimited smooth drop. We've got the right amount of reflex too, so when you do let the string go, it gives it a pretty good velocity too. It really returns fast. So
we got smoothness and performance.
Right. And remember, Ron, this wasn't the first one we did.
Right.
And this is probably former number 3 before we actually got it where we wanted it. So it's not, you don't get it right first time, but we've got it right this time. This sucker is really good. It is. Everybody that's had hold of it that I know of just can't believe how far you can horse it back. You can pull it. I pulled it back 32.
I got pictures of you drawing that bow back behind your ear.
Right.
Yeah, 50. I think it was a 54 or a 56 inch. I can't remember, but and it was just as smooth, and the limbs, even at that draw length, the limbs weren't overly stressed. You could see you still had some room there. I mean, you still had your tips going a little bit forward. So,
and that's, I hate to say unlimited, because somebody's going to pull it 6 foot. That's going to be. But yeah, 32 easy, no problem.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were looking for. Something that's going to be smooth and perform well and
look pleased. We're both pleased.
A bow can look pretty, but that doesn't mean it's going to shoot good.
But it's good. The whole thing, it helps people shoot. They're not struggling for full draw. When they let it go, they're pleasantly surprised by how fast it shoots too. So, we got it right. But what we've done is put a bow together off this form, and going to show you how we actually get it into a grip and put a string on it. So we'll get back in the big shop and we'll go from there. Like I said, I have this. It's just a basic pattern. It gives me a rough go where it needs to be, so in order to cut it out, rough it out, pants off. What we're doing in the sander is to start rough shaping the handle, and it's a feel. It's not just you have a pattern. You just got to keep grinding it little bit by little bit until you get that feel. Actually, the Ron ones, the heavier sander removes obviously the bigger material for the palm, and the smaller ones for the throat. You go in there and round the throat out. keep a little thumb rest. That's real important. That's all part of the Shrew grip. The Shrew grip is the Shrew grip. It's not my grip. It's a grip I have to replicate. And Ron's right. It's his grip. We do it his way. So that's what you're seeing me doing on these two sanders. I have a sander which helps me, and it keeps everything nice and smooth. And it's for doing the edges and doing the slight trapezoid on the back of the bow. So it traps through the belly, so you've got a wider belly than back, which is that's what's preferred. It's the way to go. It defers the weight across a wider belly, which it takes most of the weight of the bow. So that again, it smooths the bow out again. Does that?
Jim has been very gracious and helpful. Actually improved the design. He's got the grip down, which I've always been pretty fussy about the grip, and he's got that down. It's working out really good. What I'm excited about is the new limb design that Jim has come up with, made possible through the CAD and the CNC. And he calls it an unlimited draw length, which it'll take 32 inches easily. This limb design has improved the performance of the bow, the feel of the bow, and everything about it. I'm really excited about this new Classic, which I call the Classic 2, because it is a newly designed bow. Just wanted to let you see how these bows were made, put together, and Jim here has 30 plus years of experience. He has all the facilities in the shop here to work on these. He's close by where I can come down here and work with him, and he's got a lot of other irons in the fire, but he's helping us make some really good shrews, and you're going to see that in the near future.